I've been thinking a lot about what it takes for a woman to be a singer and a songwriter. It's on my mind because, to bring up another amazing Jewish woman songwriter, this month is the 45th anniversary of the release of Tapestry by Carole King, and I've just written a piece of the forward about it, and I know that she and James Taylor and other musicians of that time were great influences and inspirations for you. And one of the things I think I didn't realize myself until now we're looking back at that era was what a turning point it was. That before then people wrote songs and then other people sang them. And then it started to begin that people wrote songs and they sang them, and she certainly was, the first and perhaps the greatest of that group. And I'm wondering what you take from that period in terms of your own artistry and how you feel about it today as being a woman songwriter.
First of all, I'm extremely jealous of anyone who was alive at that time.
I think I was born 20 years too late, really. I just missed it. I would have loved alive in the 60s. Oh my God, what a time. Those songwriters, as you said, had an enormous influence on me. And I have to tell you, it's been an uphill battle for me as an artist to ever get recognition as a songwriter, because we still live in a very chauvinistic world. And people will see me and the guy next to me and assume that he writes the songs and I sing them. Admit many of you will probably do the same. You have to be told that this girl, she also writes her song? What, boy, can I? Wrote that? What do you mean? Nah. Or Uri, you wrote that music? No, but I did. And that's something that people will not take for granted. So it's still, I'm not going to go and yell it everywhere. There's a limit, But for some reason, where there's a beautiful voice,
and people are like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It's like a snake coming up. They're mesmerized by that. They don't see anything else. They're not, thinking what could be behind it also. But, as we know as women, there's still a long way to go, and there's no doubt that people like Carole King paved the road, and others, maybe Hillary, paved the road to a different reality.
I mentioned during the show how much you have become so popular in Italy, popular in Italy, and that you've performed in France and in Spain, and yet we look at these countries as places that are not at all hospitable to Jews now, and certainly feeling that they don't much like Israel either. I mean, politically, certainly it seems that there's a lot of issues in the European Union in general, and in many of these countries in particular, especially France. So you've been there so much, you speak the language. I happen to know that you know exactly how you like your Italian coffee, and sung for all these popes. Tell us what it's like from your experience being an Israeli and a Jew in Europe now. And are our conceptions misguided here? Do we have the complete picture?
No. I mean, it's very hard to get a complete picture about anything between you and me nowadays, because things have become so superficial and there's so much information. People have no time, so they hear a snippet there, they see a headline there, they don't read the whole article. They just do, we all do that. We just don't have the time. So often we cling to very sensational statements or ideas without really going deeply into things. Europe is very, very diverse. There's a lot of support for Israel in Europe, and also criticism. Basically, that's like me. I love Israel, and I can also be also critical of it. I'll tell you that things have changed radically in the time of my career. When I started my career, Israel was the love child of the world. I mean, it was a wonder child. It was the Einstein of the world. Nobody could believe that such a thing existed. The ashes of Holocaust and rebuilding, and wow, this phenomenon. And when Rabin hit the scene, and the Oslo agreements, I cannot express to you how amazing, what an amazing feeling. When people say, it's all anti-Semitism, what's going on today, it's all anti-Semitism, I said, guys, it's not anti-Semitism, I hate to break it to you. Because if anti-Semitism was there, where was it when we were busy making peace? I didn't hear any of it. It was probably there. It's like a virus in the body, Sometimes it's just latent, and sometimes it explodes. It has the conditions to explode. In my opinion, things that have happened in the last 10 years, problematic things, have given this virus a reason to explode. It's not that it's just that. We have to take responsibility for that. I think we have to. We have to look ourselves in the face and say, have we been doing enough to really bring ourselves and our society to the best place we can be? in my opinion, without peace, it can't happen. There's an enormous interest in Europe, in the peace process in Europe, in Israel. Enormous. You cannot imagine how many peace festivals there are, how encouraging they are towards that. You know, I was even asked once to bring a letter, I remember, from the mayor of Catania in Sicily to the mayor of Jerusalem, where the mayor and his entire office signed this letter, and people from around Sicily wrote these letters, and I was asked to bring it, and I remember I brought it and didn't even get a second look, unfortunately, from the mayor of Jerusalem. But anyway, there was this love and this will and this dynamic towards peace. There's a lot of care, and there's a lot of open-mindedness. We just have to be there for it.